There's a reason the BMW E46 M3 refuses to fade into the background. Every few years, a new legendary performance car shows up promising to replace it, but somehow, the E46 survives all of them. It's the one car that enthusiasts defend with almost religious loyalty, even when the facts don't always support the fantasy. And behind all the glossy photos and Instagram nostalgia is a story that's way more complicated than most people realize. The hype didn't start because it was perfect. It started because it was raw. The E46 M3 wasn't trying to impress anyone with comfort or technology. It existed to challenge you. The S54 engine, high-revving, angry, almost too dramatic for the car it sits in, made people fall in love instantly. 333 horsepower in the US, 343 in Europe, all delivered by individual throttle bodies that make the car sound like it's inhaling the entire world when you step on the gas. It wasn't just fast, it felt alive. And the coupe, people treat it like the holy grail of modern BMW engineering. Perfect proportions, timeless design, light on its feet, balanced in a way BMW has never truly recreated. But here's the twist nobody likes to talk about. The convertible quietly outsold the coupe in several markets. The version that purists dismiss as the soft one was the one everyday buyers actually wanted. Enthusiasts pretend this didn't happen, almost like they're protecting some sacred myth. That alone should tell you how emotional and irrational the E46 M3 community can get. But the legend has a crack running straight through the middle, and it starts with two words that have haunted the car for over 20 years: rod bearings. If you've ever spent 5 minutes on an E46 forum, you've seen the panic. The early engines had real issues, no question. Failures happened, the recall happened, and even after BMW introduced a supposedly improved bearing in 2004, the fear never went away. Owners started acting like every startup was a gamble. People dumped money into premature bearing replacements. Some claimed the engines were ticking time bombs. Others insisted it was all blown out of proportion. The funniest part? Both sides think they're absolutely right, and both sides have horror stories to prove it. There are stock engines with 200,000 miles and no issues, and engines with rebuilt bearings that failed again anyway. This drama alone created a whole aftermarket industry, shops charging thousands for jobs many owners don't even need, just because the fear is so strong. And whether the panic is justified or not, the truth is simple. No controversy shaped the E46 M3's reputation more than this one. It's the first thing people warn you about, and the last thing they forget. But that wasn't the only thing causing fights in the community. The biggest war began with 3 letters: SMG. BMW sold the E46 M3 with a sequential manual gearbox called SMG2. In theory, it sounded incredible, Formula 1 inspired, paddle shifted, faster than a human could ever manage in a manual. In reality, it might be the most divisive transmission in BMW history. SMG owners swear it's misunderstood. They say you have to learn the rhythm, the pressure on the throttle, the shift timing. Coupe guys call it jerky and unpredictable. Convertible owners defend it because for relaxed driving, it actually feels more intuitive. And then you have the repair stories. Pumps failing for thousands of dollars, clutches burning out, sensors going bad. But here's the part that shocks most people. A ton of these catastrophic SMG failures are caused by a 50 x $60 sensor that shops conveniently ignore. Instead, they upsell full pump replacements that cost as much as buying another E46 on Craigslist back in the day. And because the forums are filled with worst-case scenarios, buyers immediately assume every SMG car is doomed, even though many failures are ridiculously simple to fix. That fear created an entire black market economy around SMG to manual conversions. People started ripping out perfectly functional transmissions just because they didn't trust them. Which wouldn't be so strange if BMW hadn't publicly defended SMG for years. In fact, there's a long-standing rumor that BMW tried to quietly discontinue the transmission before the facelift because of reliability concerns, but couldn't due to production contracts. Nothing ever confirmed, but the rumor won't die, and fans keep repeating it like gospel. But if you want to see the community really lose its mind, you have to bring up the convertible. Ask any BMW purist and they'll tell you the same thing: it's too heavy, it's not rigid, it's not a real M3. The hate is so strong that people dismiss the convertible without even driving it. Yet when you look at actual data, the convertible isn't dramatically slower. And here's the surprising piece almost nobody knows. BMW tuned the convertible differently, giving it a more compliant ride that actually handles rough roads better than the coupe. Owners of the soft-top version have been fighting this battle for years. They post videos showing their cars keeping up with coupes at track days. They argue that the convertible represents the best of both worlds, the same S54 drama with a completely different vibe. But coupe purists gatekeep hard, and the arguments get brutal. It's one of the most active fan wars in the BMW world, and it hasn't slowed down even after 20 years. And the funniest rumor? Some say BMW nearly canceled the convertible version during development because of rigidity concerns. Nothing proven, but the story keeps showing up in old interviews and forums, adding more fuel to the controversy. For all the drama around the coupe versus convertible debate, none of it compares to the things E46 owners whisper about when nobody else is listening. Because once you look past the fan wars, there are real mechanical surprises BMW never advertised, issues that turn some cars into legends and others into financial nightmares. One of the most infamous is the VANOS system. The E46 M3's VANOS isn't just a variable valve timing unit. It's a high-strung, complicated piece of engineering that lives on the edge when the car is driven hard. Most of the time, it works flawlessly for years. But when it doesn't, the results can be devastating. Bolts backing out, seals wearing prematurely, gears failing, and sending metal into places metal should never be. The horror stories spread fast, and suddenly the VANOS became another ticking time bomb in the community's vocabulary. But just like with rod bearings, the truth is messier. Yes, failures happen. Yes, the consequences can be catastrophic, but many cars survive decades without a single VANOS problem. The issue is that the E46 M3 lives in a world where rumors travel faster than facts. One person's nightmare becomes a forum legend. One shop's repair video becomes gospel truth. And suddenly, the entire system earns a reputation that isn't entirely fair, but it's dramatic enough that people don't question it. Then there's the subframe issue, the one problem that people exaggerate more than anything else. You've probably heard someone claim the E46 M3's subframe rips the car in half. Videos of cracked mounts spread everywhere. Random Facebook posts showing enormous fractures go viral with thousands of terrified comments. But here's the part nobody mentions. Most of those catastrophic examples are from cars that were abused, slammed on harsh coilovers, or repeatedly launched like drag racers. Is the subframe a weak point? Yes. Does every car explode like the memes say? Not even close. Still, the fear is enough that reinforcement plates became a mandatory upgrade in the community. And even if the problem is manageable, it adds to the M3's reputation as a high-risk, high-reward car, something that makes it even more mythical. People don't want perfect cars. They want cars with stories. And the E46 has plenty. But maybe the most annoying issue, especially for convertible owners, is the top mechanism. Motors burn out. Sensors throw errors, hydraulic lines leak in the most inconvenient places, and because BMW engineered the mechanism like a Swiss watch, repairing it is rarely cheap. Some owners rip the entire system out and convert it to manual just to avoid future headaches. Others spend thousands trying to keep the factory system alive because authenticity matters for resale value. Either choice becomes part of the ownership identity, another chapter in the car's personality. And that personality plays a massive role in something nobody expected, the price explosion. There was a time when the E46 M3 was just a used car. You could pick one up for the price of a beat-up Honda Civic. Shops bought them for track builds. Teenagers drifted them into ditches. People modified them fearlessly because they were cheap enough to experiment on. Then everything changed. As other BMW models got heavier, softer, and more artificial, the E46 suddenly became the poster child for the last real M car. Values shot up. Coupes became collector items. Limited editions like the CS and CSL skyrocketed into absurd territory. And here's where things get really interesting. While coupe prices went to the moon, convertibles stayed low, almost like a glitch in the market. That price gap became the biggest loophole in the BMW world.